Here we go. All right, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shira David Baruch Hashem Erev Shabbos Kodesh Parshas Mishpatim. Also Shabbos Mevorchim, right? We're getting Shabbos Mevorchim. Yes, Baruch Hashem, and we're getting ready. Chodesh Adar. This is the month that we saw. We have a lot of miracles. This is our month of success, right? It's the month of the fish. Right, the fish. Why is it the fish? Because the fish is underneath the water, right? Underneath the water. So you can never give the fish the ayin hara. You know what an ayin hara is, right? The evil eye, right? You can't give the fish a why? Because you never see the fish. You only see the water. You're looking at the water. The fish is in the water, but you're seeing the water. Through the water is transparent. That's how you can see the fish. But you're not looking at the fish. You're looking at the water. No ayin hara.
They can't get ayin hara. Okay.
We don't have an ayin hara. That's why the month we're compared to the fish this month. Where it's a very deep teaching. But okay, let's get back to what we're learning. We're in Likutei Halachos and in Hilchos Beis HaKnesses Halacha Hey. And today we're up to letter Tes, which is 9. So we're in 5-9, Hilchos Beis HaKnesses, okay? The laws of the synagogue. Okay, so, and again, we heard this horrible news yesterday, right? We saw these terrible things, right? The parades, they're so happy about murdering us, and it's, wow. Wow, unbelievable.
Sick. Rabbi, I wasn't here yesterday. So
yeah, we finished. Yeah.
It's written in the Zohar about having to give a portion to the forces of evil from every sacred thing we
do. Well,
they do not accuse us.
Right. So that's we spoke about that. That's talking about when you finish your meal, right? So you take you wash the mayim achronim, right? You take water, wash your hands, right? So really the best thing to do is to take something from the meal itself. So if you had a little drink left in your cup, you can use that. You want to use something to wash. Why? Because that's giving something to the sitracha. You're giving something over to him. You understand? You're giving them something. You don't want to give him too much, but you're giving something. Like we said, give the dog a bone, he'll go running home. I give him something. Give him something, and now get out of here. Here, take this and go. Unfortunately, we have no choice. We have to deal with the Yetzer Hara. We have the Yetzer Hara. So if you're just going to fight the Yetzer Hara constantly, the Zohar is teaching, and you're not going to give him anything, he's going to get more. It's going to get more. What would be the word? He'll be more energized. He'll get more power. He'll have more power in order to fight you because he wants something. But if you give him something, so he says, "Okay, all right, he'll leave you alone." Yeah, so that's what that's about. That's why it's very, very important to wash mayim achronim. People don't know. People think, "Oh, I have to wash before the bread. I have to wash. You can't eat bread before you wash your hands, right?"
Every meal you should wash
mayim. Yes, and listen.
Every meal that you wash for bread.
Mayim rishonim, washing your hands is a reshus. It's you can do that. It's a good thing to do. Mayim Achronim says Shulchan Aruch. In Shulchan Aruch, it's a chov. It's an obligation. Oh. It's an obligation. It's not an obligation. So much so, if you don't have enough water, let's say you're in a city, you're traveling, I don't know, you're somewhere, you have a little bit of water with you to wash your hands. So the halach is you don't wash your hands before you eat your meal.
You save it for...
Save it to wash after. Oh. That's the halacha. We're going to get up to it in Kitchel. What?
What if you have soda on the table but not water?
Use soda. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't have to be water.
Maybe he likes sugar.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Not Coca-Cola.
Well, they'll burn your hands or something, right? That's how that is, okay? Does that help you understand a little bit similar?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, and then you'll listen to the class. So I didn't upload it yet, but you'll listen. You'll see them. Okay. And again, please Hashem, help us with all of our chayalim and the captives, these poor captives. Well, it's over 500 days. There are no words to say, really. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, please show them mercy. Show the world that you love us. Show the world that you love us, Hashem. Really, Emet. I mean, the fact that Hashem showed us last night that they blew up buses that were empty, so that he's showing us his love.
Yeah.
He's actually showing us his love like that.
He's also saying, these guys are going to continue.
Yeah,
you better take care of them.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Okay, I know. We know. Yeah. Yes. Amalek, you have to eradicate. You have to eradicate Amalek. Okay. All right, so anyway, listen, let's leave it up to the Rabbeinu Shalom. And we keep saying, when we do the right thing and we keep the Torah and we are connected to the teachings of the tzaddikim, and we learn Torah, and we go to and we do our work, and we're doing our work honestly, right? In the B'Amuna, we do our transactions, everything we do honestly. It's Kayach Masav Higid Liamai Nasan Lahem Nachlas Goyim. That's the pasuk. It was today's Tehillim, actually. It was in today's Tehillim. Okay. Hakadosh Baruch David HaMelech is telling us that Hashem says that I gave the lands to them, but I'm going to give you. It's my Hashem says it's my right to take. I made everything. It's my right to give it to. I gave it to them. I wanted to see what they would do. They messed up. They didn't do the right thing. So therefore, I took it away from them. I gave it to you.
Who are you saying they gave it to?
Hashem gave it to the 7 nations that were living in Israel. Right? There were 7 nations that were here, right? And then Hashem gave it to them. But then Hashem took it away from them and He gave it to us. Right? And that's the thing, right? So then when we keep the Torah, the other side's quiet. But when we're not keeping the Torah, they're saying, "Listim atem, hey, you stole from us." Right? But because Hashem only gave us the land so we can fulfill the mitzvahs. So we can fulfill the mitzvahs. That's how we have the land, right? That's the whole point, right? And then we it's something very beautiful in the parsha actually to really understand. We have all of these different mitzvahs, and we have the mitzvah Shemitah, and then we have all these different mitzvahs that don't necessarily pertain to every single Jew. Right? For example, I'm not a Kohen, so I don't have the rules of a Kohen. You're a Kohen, you're not a Yisrael, so you can't do the things I can do. Right? We have different rules, right? Those that are living in Israel, when we have the Beis HaMikdash, we can bring the Bikurim and different things. We can't do that now. We don't have the Beis HaMikdash, so you can't bring Bikurim. You can't do things. So how does it really work? How does one fulfill the Torah today? Because it's incumbent upon us to fulfill all the mitzvahs. Right? Every Jew is supposed to fulfill all the mitzvahs. But how am I going to fulfill all the mitzvahs? Listen, if a man can't do the things a lady has to do, right? The mitzvahs of a lady. There are mitzvahs in the Torah for a lady. There's mitzvahs in the Torah from a man. So the women can't do the men's mitzvahs. So how does it work? How does it work? And then we know we have, and we learned that we have in our bodies, we have the mitzvah saseh and the mitzvah loy saseh, right? We have 365 low sasehs, right? And then we have the 248 positive commandments, right? We said the 365 is connected to the different veins, blood vessels in our body, all the different blood vessels in our body, and then we have the limbs of the body, the different bones and the different things of the body is the 248. Right? So if you're fulfilling all of the Torah, so then you're living healthy, spiritually healthy. Doesn't mean that if a person is keeping all the mitzvahs and he loves all Jews, we're going to see in a minute, doesn't mean he won't have arthritis, he won't have different things. He can still have problems, but he's spiritually healthy. You understand? It's a spiritual health. Okay? So now, how does it work? If I, like we keep learning, we have to love all Jews. We have to love all Jews, right? And we say in the morning before we daven, we say, right? That I have to love every Jew. That's what the Arizal taught us. Why do we need to do that? Because I need to connect myself to all other Jews. See, here's the Kohen, we have the Levi, and we have the other one. And then when I connect myself to you, so we're all connected, so then I benefit by you, you benefit by me. When we study the laws of the kachim, right? The Chavetz Chaim was very big on that, right? The Chavetz Chaim said he was very big on learning the laws of the Beis Hamikdash and the Karbonos. He said he's a Kohen. He says, listen, Mashiach's going to come, and there's going to there's going to be a Beis Hamikdash. You need a Kohen that knows all the rules. He had to do everything. Well, if he doesn't know, so you have to. It's a mitzvah to study. So if you're studying that, like for example, you study Mishnayos, you study Gemara, and you're studying a topic, an item, so that is giving you, it's as if you're involved in it. When you study it, it's as if you're involved in it. And that's how you get this, that's how you can accomplish all of the mitzvahs, by studying Torah and loving all other Jews. Because you connect to all Jews, so then you have the benefit and they have your benefits and so on. Studying the Torah, like we keep learning, is how we can connect always to the tzaddikim, right? The tzaddikim are connected to the chesed chinam, right? The tzaddikim are connected to the chesed chinam, right? The free gift society, right? Hashem's free gift, right? He has this beautiful treasury of the free gift. We want to connect to that. Huh? Okay. So here we go. Let's look inside now, okay? Here we go. Test. Aval bevadai, afal p, 9. We're 9. You got the place? You have the place? Guys, you have the place? 9? Okay. Aval bevadai. Afal p shetzrichen levatel esatzmei lasik be'eze masa maten oy melocha. Aval HaTorah, but the learning of Torah, K'moshe is here by saying Nazal, Asay Torascha Keva Malachtecha Arai. So look, so don't get, he's saying like this. So now I'm telling you that it's important that you go to work, right? It's important, right? You have to connect to the pshitas of the tzaddikim, right? The tzaddikim, when they are mevatel their Torah, right? Because they have to use, they have to take care of their bodily needs, right? They need to do things. So that's how they connect to that free gift. When we are mevatel Torah, when we're not studying Torah, we're doing something else. So then we're connected to the tzaddikim, the same thing to the free gift. That's how that works. So a person will say, well, that's great. So I'll just make sure I work a lot, and I'll be connected to the free gift. Yeah, but it says you have to make asay tayroscha keva malachtecha arai. Make your Torah the main point. That's your main business. That's what you really are working on. Oh, and you have to do some work. But not it's the other way around. I'm going to work, as many hours as I can. Oh, and I'll catch a 15-minute daf yomi, or I'll do no, the other way around. Spend more time studying and then less time working. Make the work your arai. Make the Torah keva. Right? Okay, you understand that? Ki achiyas shel habitol shua chesed chinam haya mekayim oilam kaidem matan Torah. So as we learned that the whole idea of the if there wasn't Torah before the world, right? It was before Hashem gave us the Torah, right? Before Matan Torah. Last week we got was Matan Torah, right? Right, Parshas Yisro, right? Before that there was no Torah, so Hashem was just sustaining the world for free, right? And listen, it was at that moment. It was at that moment that if we didn't say the Nasa v'Nishma like we have in this week's parsha, right? Last week we only said Nasa. He didn't make a mistake, the Baal Korah. He said only Nasa. This week we said Nasa v'Nishma, right? Nasa v'Nishma, right? And that's where the Nasa v'Nishma came from. And that's when the Malachim came down, the Zohar said, and gave everybody 2 crowns. Every person got 2 crowns, because we said one for Nasa, one for Nishma. 2 crowns we got. Wow, unbelievable to understand, even to think about what that means. We were crowned 2 crowns. What is that? I don't even know what that means. We were crowned 2 crowns, but just try to imagine that. Try to imagine. We were on such a level that we said all together in unison, Nasa v'Nishma. We'll do, we'll hear. We're ready to do whatever you tell us. Now tell us what to do. I'm ready to do whatever you tell us. Now tell us what to do. Right? Amazing, right? It's mamish amazing. But before we did, and if we didn't say that, so then the world would have ceased to exist. That was the end. It was going to end right then and there. If we didn't say yes, Nasa v'Nishma, right? Then the Zohar says the world would have ceased to exist. Everything would have just gone back to nothing. In an instant. Literally, in an instant. Everything would just cease to exist. We don't understand. We can't understand that. But we're trying to understand these things today, right? These things. But really, HaKadosh Baruch Hu can end anything in a fraction of a second. In no time at all. Really, no time. Everything can change. Everything can be exactly the way we need. It really, in an instant, we have to just believe that. Because by Hashem, there's no time, right? Hashem doesn't have, time is in this world, right? Time is in this world. So in Hashem's world, right, which is the world, right? So the third base of Mikdash is already standing there. We don't see it, because in our world, it's not there yet.
Yeah.
But in his world, it's already there. Everything's great. But how do we get it into our lives? Via this, by studying. When we study Torah, we can bring it closer to us. By Hashem, everything's okay. It's amazing. It's okay, but there's also a destruction going on at the same time, right? Because no time. So the base of it is being destroyed. The first one, the second one, it's already being built. It's all going on. We can't fathom that, right? We can't fathom that. Okay, all right. Ki hachias habitul. Okay, ki hachias shall bechinas habitul shu chesed chinam shoye mekayim oelim koydem matan Torah hu rak bechinas arai. That was just a temporary situation that Hashem kept the world going with just for free. That was temporary. The bechinas diras arai, like a temporary dwelling, like a tent, you would say, like a sukkah, right? A sukkah we know is, like we're going to see in a minute, a sukkah is a diras arai. It's a temporary dwelling. You know that, right? Temporary dwelling, right? There are many stories of in New York. I remember there were stories that years ago where a guy built a sukkah, and then the building department came and said, "Hey, you're not allowed to build over here a sukkah. What are you doing? You can't allowed to build over here." So he said, "Okay, no worry, I'll take it down in 7 days." I need a little time to get it taken down. I'll take it down in 7 days. So, many such stories like that. It's unbelievable. But a sukkah is a dira arai. That's how our life is supposed to be when it comes to all the other things that we do. It's just temporary, right? It's temporary, right? Look, think about it. Reb Simcha, you're a dentist and you're retired, right?
Yeah.
So that means obviously your work wasn't your main thing.
Yeah.
It was Baruch Hashem, you're living nice now, right?
Yeah.
So it couldn't be that your work was the main thing, because it was the main thing. So then how are you living now?
Right, yeah.
I'm just proving it to you. It's temporary. You work for a few years, whatever you have to do, and you're done. Now what? You understand? That's what they were trying to say. The work is not the main thing. The work is not the main thing. The Torah, you're serving Hashem, that's the main thing. And working is, you have to go to work. Okay, that's a bezayas apecha teicha lechem. Hashem said, by the sweat of your brow, you'll have to earn your living. Okay, so we accomplish that. We do that, but let's not get carried away with it. Ve'ikar hakiyam b'derach keva hu rak ha'yedei ha'torah shu ikar kiyam oilam b'kviyas. That's how the world keeps going on b'kviyas. It has its continues. The world continues via studying Torah now. So that's why Hashem made the world in this way. Chazal tell us that Hashem made the world at the different time zones. Right? There are different time zones, and there are Jews that are scattered around the entire globe. Why? That means there should be daytime somewhere in the world. There'll be a group of Jews that are studying Torah. Right? That's what's keeping the world going. The Torah is what's keeping the world going. That's why we have all Jews all over the world, and they're doing their thing, right? The Jews in Australia, there are Jews in Europe, there are Jews in America, right? The different continent, Argentina, right? All different time zones, right? Okay. Balkein koidim kiblu Yisrael as HaTorah nemar nimoigim eretz v'chol yoshvel. The whole world was terrible right? It was almost going to go back to Toyu Vavaya. The world was going to go back almost to nothing if we didn't take the Torah. The whole world was waiting for Kabbalah Torah. K'may Shabra B'Seinu Zal and Shira Shirim. K'may Diras Arai Shehu Mismaitet. It's a Diras Arai. It's not what do you call it? Not strong. It's not a very strong structure. It's not a strong structure. So that's how the world was before Matan Torah. It was like shaky. The world was getting by. It seemed okay, but it was really on a shaky situation. Hashem says like this, that Hashem says, that the Jewish nation, he established that we will be the ones that uphold the world. We're the ones that uphold the world. Nemar al Kabbalah Satayra Sha'az Nizbases Ha'olam. Then the world had a real base to it. The world became very strong. The world had a foundation, right? When it came to before Matan Torah, the world didn't have that foundation. It was a temporary. It was like shaking. It wasn't stable. But once we had Kabbalah Torah, the world had a good solid base, and the world had more stability. Once we had Kabbalah Torah, do we understand that, right? Do you understand?
So
yeah.
Even I think in Tikkun Hatzor it says something about the earth being wobbly.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to understand, what does that mean? It's like
before we had the Torah is what keeps the world going. It says that Hashem looked in the Torah and He created the world. So the world is connected to the Torah, right? Hashem looked, istakalai, right? He looked into the world. He looked into the Torah, into the Araisa is the Torah, and He created the world. So the world is the foundation. Is this? It's almost like it's almost like the Torah is the key. I'll give you an example. Right? You can have a car. Let me give you an example. Right? You have a car. Right? You have the cars today. They have these keys that you don't actually turn on the thing. It's just that you have a key, right? Okay. So if you have the key in the car runs good. Everything's good, no problem. Everything functions, no problem. What happens if you walk out of the car and you didn't shut the car off, but you walked out of the car with the key? Also, the car starts telling you, this or that. It won't really want to go. It's not very stable. The car's not, bring the key back. So that's okay, right? Now, I always try to come to an example, try to give you something that we can understand. It wasn't stable. Or maybe like this. Okay, wait a second. Maybe like, remember you used to have a radio. Remember those days we had a radio, right? Yeah. Right. You had the antenna, right? Right. So, and you had to move the antenna just to get the right. Remember those days? Yeah. Unbelievable, right? Well, we're dating ourselves, right?
We used to have rabbit ears on the TV.
Yeah, right. And if you moved them just the right place, it worked good, right? But it was working before too. Yeah. But you just couldn't see it. It was not so clear. You got it right there. And it worked nice. Yeah. I'm just trying to give you different examples of what this means. The world was not solid. The world was shaky. It was not stable. The Torah gave it the base. The Torah gave the world the base, the foundation that it needed. It's back together. It's back together with what its blueprint. It's one with the blueprint again.
So you're saying that, like, from a spirituality point of view, that if we don't keep developing our emunah and living the Torah, then the earth will disappear. Makes sense.
Yeah, the world will cease to exist. But Baruch Hashem, there are Jews all over, and some Jew will be learning Torah, so we don't have to worry about that. Baruch Hashem, that we don't have to worry about.
That's why it's on shaky grounds.
When we're not studying Torah, the more Torah we learn, the more stable the world is. That's it. That's how it works. That's it. That's the basic. That's how it works. Okay. Because of the Torah is why Hashem created everything. So the Torah is the whole purpose of creating the creation in the world. So if you try to avoid the Torah, you're missing the whole point of being in the world. It's all that you're going against. You're going against the whole idea of the whole purpose of the creation of the world. We understand that, guys. We understand this. It's an amazing idea, right? To understand really the world, to understand all the things that are going on in the world, how they go on, and why they're going on that way, right? It helps us really understand it.
Right.
If a Jew learns Torah, he has foundation. He has a base. He's grounded, right? That Jew is grounded. You don't learn Torah, that Jew is he's like a fish out of water, right? Take a fish out of water, flop it around, right? That's how our government here is. They're flopping around. They have no idea what to do. They have no idea what to do. It's unfortunate, but maybe one day. Listen, you have to say one thing. I mean, like this Agam Berger, this wonderful young lady. Right, this wonderful young lady that was keeping Shabbos the best she could, eating whatever, kosher, keeping Yom Kippur, Tisha B'Av, right? So the government, they must be thinking, she gets up there, on TV and tells everyone this, it's not like, she kept it as a secret, right? So, I mean, you have to think that maybe it's like eking at them a little bit, right? The others, maybe there's something to it. This young lady here, they let her live. She lived? How did she live? How did she live? And then I truly believe Hashem does these things in order to try to jolt the mind, to get people to start to think. Yeah. It's fascinating. It's really fascinating. It's really, truly fascinating. And then they find out that her mother at the same time also decided she's going to keep Shabbos. Oh. Yeah, you didn't hear that story? You didn't know?
No, I didn't hear that.
Oh my goodness! That's the news you should listen to. Her name was wasn't it Agam Berger?
Agam Berger.
Agam what?
Agam Berger.
Yeah.
It's almost like we're numb to it.
But Hashem tries to send us these things to wake us up. Okay, let's now. So now in Rav Noson's fashion, his style. So now we were talking about make your Torah keva, make your work arai. Oh, so what else is like that? V'zeh bechinas. Now we're in 10. Okay, v'zeh bechinas sukkah. The sukkah dira sarai b'inyam. That the sukkah for the holiday of Sukkot is a temporary dwelling, right? Like that. That's the example. The same way, make your work like that. You have it standing for a little while, and then you take it down. Finished. like the sukkah, like we said, right? The person works the years that he works, then he retires. Then it's a temporary thing. People work and they change their professions, right? Right? A lot of people change their profession. So it wasn't that profession that he was in was what keep. He has a new profession now, right? So to make the work temporary, make the Torah keva. Ki sukkah bechinas chesed chinam. The whole idea of the sukkah is also the idea of the chesed chinam. What was the whole idea of the sukkah? We were in the desert, right? And we had the booths. We had our sukkahs, right? We had a little hut. We made the little huts, right? I always tried to remember, when I was a kid, I used to watch this thing. I'm sorry, but the Gilligan's Island. Remember that? Yeah, I'm sorry, but I did when I was a kid. That's what we did. And they used to have those huts. They lived in those huts, right, with the same type of roof, right? It was temporary. They didn't have anything. We didn't have anything. They didn't have a way to build. We were in the desert. We were traveling. There was no building. The whole thing was a temporary situation. You can't live in the desert. That was a temporary situation. Ki sukkah bechinas chasadim rabim gedolim miyoyid shenemishochem oz kayadua. And we know that the Pri Etz Chaim says the whole idea of the sukkah was that HaKadosh Baruch Hu sustained us in the middle of the desert. How could you live in the desert? Think about it. The desert is a dangerous place. It's a place without water. It's not a place for a human being to be able to live. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu kept us there. We lived well. We had the Anania covered over us. So we had nice air conditioning during the day. Right? At night, Hashem gave us the fire because it gets cold in the desert. So we had the heat. Hashem gave us the beautiful heat. Unbelievable. He took care of us in the desert. Temporary situation. Chesed chinam. He didn't have to do that for us. We didn't have to be comfortable. He could have kept it too hot for us and just kept us going. But he was so nice to us. He did it in that way to show his love for Klal Yisrael. Chesed chinam. Free gift. It was a free gift. Okay? That was the whole time that we're drawing our way to Eretz Yisrael. Right? In the desert, we were on our way. That was the pathway to Eretz Yisrael, and that's how we get the path. How do we get to have Eretz Yisrael again? The derech Eretz Yisrael through the Chesed Chinam. Right, HaKadosh Baruch Hu showed us. He took us out of Mitzrayim into the desert in a situation where He gave us the Chesed Chinam, the free gift, and He said, "I'm going to give you Eretz Yisrael." And again, we came to the borders of Eretz Yisrael, and we fought them, and it went well. It went well for us. It was all Chesed Chinam. We did the battle of Sichon and Og. We didn't lose one man. We didn't lose one soldier. We went to battle. We didn't lose one soldier. Could you imagine that? We didn't lose one soldier. Yeshua went around the city of Jericho. Jericho. Right? You know the city of Jericho, right? We have over here, right? You have all those nice neighbors, right? Very friendly neighbors we have, right? But Jericho, right? So Yeshua came to Jericho. And Hashem said to him on Shabbos, "I want you to take this city." Hashem told him, really, we can't go to war. Really, you're not allowed to go to war on Shabbos. If Chas v'Shalom you're attacked, you go. But you can't have an elective war. You can't go to war on Shabbos. Here Hashem said to Yeshua, go to war on Shabbos. Go. Do it on Shabbos. Okay? Hey, Hashem says to do it, I'll do it. So Yeshua went and he walked around the city. He walked around the city of Jericho. It was a walled city, a real fortified city. He walked around the walls 7 times. 7 times you're saying Aleinu l'shabeach l'adoi nakol l'seis kedu l'oliyot separations shelo yasanu kiga. He was saying the Aleinu like we say every day, right? 3 times a day we say Aleinu. He was saying the Aleinu, and he went around, and the walls just disintegrated, finished. The walls that disappeared, they fled. There was nothing. That's how it is with us. That's when we do the right thing. HaKadosh Baruch Hu shows us. That's all we need to do. Believe, and they'll just flee. They'll leave. We don't have to get rid of them, they'll just leave. If they can only listen here. Follow the Torah, see the miracle, see Hashem's Yeshua. See the Yeshua. It's so simple. It's amazing that it's so blatant, but yet it's so it's hard, right? Because we see the truth, and it's so simple, and they make it so hard.
Maybe we should go protest.
Yeah, okay.
God.
No protest. Protest doesn't work. We have to daven more. No, protest is useless. That's useless.
No, saying these things.
No, it doesn't matter. It happens spiritually. It's not. There's nothing to do with the. Okay. You're going to go protest. It's not going to do anything. You stoop down. You stoop down to their level.
What do we have a praying something?
We do every day. We say the Tehillim. After we daven, we say the Tehillim. That's the praying.
We even pray again.
Oh, okay.
Like I did before.
We don't have to, you're in Israel. It doesn't matter. You're at Tel Aviv, you're there, here. It doesn't matter. You're in Israel. We're praying in Israel. That's the main thing. The same idea when we have to be mevatel Torah. Doesn't mean bittul Torah. It doesn't mean like I'm sitting there just wasting my time. Bittul Torah means I'm not studying Torah. I'm going to work. I'm doing something productive, but it's not studying Torah. Right? In other words, a person can be going to work and doing what he has to do. He's not studying Torah. Although if a person studies the laws of Choshen Mishpat, right, like we have in this week's parsha, right, there are all the different laws of Choshen Mishpat, right, and you know them and you're following the laws in your business. You're careful what you say. You're careful who you spill. You're careful about what you write in the things, in the contracts, and you do everything in a very honest way. You check the scales and you do everything. So you are actually fulfilling Torah while you're working. Right, while you're working, right? I'm speaking honestly, midvashek yatircha, right? I don't want to tell a lie. I want to do everything honestly. I want to do everything be'emunah. So, but again, it's still not actually learning Torah. So that's called still bittul Torah. But the way we speak today, we speak normally about bittul Torah means the guy is just sitting there, playing a game. The guy sitting there watching TV. That's bittul Torah, right? That's literally bittul Torah. But here, I don't think this is what Rav Nosson is saying. Rav Nosson is saying when you're doing your work, which is not learning Torah, so that's also you're not studying Torah at that time, but you still can connect to the Chesed Chinam even when you're not learning Torah. But if you work on learning Torah. Okay, Malkein Mekarvin Makrivin Besukkah Shivas Parim. Besukkah Shivim Parim. That's why on Sukkot we would bring the 70 bulls, right? We brought the 70 sacrifices, the Parim. Ke'echad Hashivim Ahuma is the same way that there are 70 nations, right? In other words, we bring one sacrifice, Mordechai Yidis. Mordechai, you're gonna have to bring the karbanas on Sukkot. You bring 70 sacrifices for the 70 nations of the world. 70 sacrifices for the 70 nations of the world, right? Kidei litein lohem eze chiyos ma shemuchrach litein lohem betzimtzum. It's the same way. We said yesterday, you do the Mayim Achronim, right? We do the Mayim Achronim, give him something. So here we're giving the other side. We're giving the 70 nations, we give them a sacrifice. We do a sacrifice for them. So we're giving them something so they can have some existence. You follow? It's the same idea. Simply, you asked about that. It's the same idea. We give them a sacrifice so that way they can have their 70 nations, 70 bulls, one for each nation. So we give them something. So they don't bother us. See, we gave you something. Now skedaddle. Now skedaddle, right? Bechinas nimshach haydei chesed chinam shu bechinas sukkah. That's why it's the whole idea of sukkah. Is the idea of a diras arai. It's a place of temporary, and that's why we did the 70 bulls on Sukkot in that time of Sukkot, because that was the time we were trying to get rid of all of the nations of the world. Temporary. So give them a bull, get rid of them. Al kena sukkah diras arai. Because the whole idea is a arai, it's a temporary situation. Because when it comes to sukkahs, hey, guess what? We're finishing the Torah, right? We're finishing the last part on Simchas Torah read V'zos HaBracha, right? The last parsha of the Torah. We're finishing the Torah on Sukkot, right? That's when we finish the Torah. Well, Shmini Atzeres actually. Lachzor ulahas chila b'shmini atzeres. In other words, to finish and go back, we don't finish and we say, okay, we're done. No, right when we finish it, we go right away back. Bereshis bar elikim. 10 commandments, the 10 utterances all over again. Ve'ein roitzin lahafsik klal bein hagemar laharish etzrichin tamid lasik b'Torah. And the reason why we don't stop, there's no break. You would have thought maybe we'll finish on Shmini Atzeres, we'll finish the V'zos HaBracha, we finished. We're done. Oh, it comes Shabbos, we'll read Bereshis. No. As soon as we finish, we start again to show that the Torah is what's keva, and we have to keep going. That's why we start ready in Bereshis right away on Shmini Atzeres. Now you understand why we don't wait till the next Shabbos. Right, we finished the Torah, okay, great. Then we're happy. And that's why you make a kiddush, right? You make a siyum, you finish the Torah. Wow, gewalt. No, we're going to start it right away again. And that's why when you finish learning a Masechta, right away you start another Masechta. You don't say I'm done, finished. No, start again. Start another Masechta right now. That's how it works. Because you want to show that the Torah keeps going. That's what's Keva. You should study Torah day and night, right? Without any kind of break. Aval im kain, meheichen yikablu chiyas shel harachokim me'atorah. But if that would be the way, then those that are distant from Torah, all of our brothers and sisters that are around the country over here, that don't have anything to do with Torah, they have no shaykhs with Torah, they have no connection to Torah, how will they continue? How are they going to be able to continue if we are only studying Torah and we don't have any breaks in our Torah? Where will they get their chiyas from? You understand? How will they exist? He says now, Mikol shekain umas ha'olam sherechokim b'tachlis, and even more so, the nations of the world that are even more distant than them. They have no connection to the Torah at all. How will they exist? Even though, because it's impossible for us never to stop learning Torah. Every person has to have some kind of break. It's impossible. You can't learn 24/7 without machines. Right? Even the machine needs a break. Right? They have to grease it, do everything. You can't work 24/7. We have to take a break. We take our break. We connect back to the Chesed Chinam. We connect back to the idea of the Chesed Chinam, that free gift society, the treasury that Hashem has, and Hashem sends that back again to keep the world going at that time. And then that what gives the chiyas to everybody else as well, because they're also bittul, they're also being mevatel Torah. They don't know about Torah. They have no connection to Torah. Also, when I learned Torah, and then I had to take my break, and I'm connected to the tzaddikim, we connect back to the free gift society, we bring bracha to everything in the world. So by us taking on our limud Torah seriously, right? When we take on our Torah seriously, learning our Torah seriously, and we learn the teachings of the tzaddikim, we connect to the tzaddikim. Via us doing that, we're actually sustaining the entire world. We're bringing the blessing to the entire world. So when they say that the Jews are responsible to run the world, it's true. We do run the world. We're happy to say it. Through the Torah, we run the world. Yes, it's true. Through the Torah. But that's the main point. It's through the Torah. It's not through the banks. It's not through the financial institutions. No, it's through the Torah. That's how we run the world. That's how we're running the world, through the Torah. Therefore, Hashem Yisbarach had compassion on us. That's why HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us the whole idea of the mitzvah of sukkah. If you ever wonder why Hashem made a sukkah, that you have this thing, you build this little hut, and sit in there, and there's a machloikis. Do I sit in there because we sat in boots, or do we sat in there because remember the Anani HaKavod, right? The clouds of glory. What are we sitting in there? Why did Hashem make this whole mitzvah for? We have our houses, everything's nice. You have your nice dining room, your nice comfortable chair that you like to sit in, and everything else. And you have the heat the way you like it, and the air conditioning the way you like it. Everything's so comfortable. Lighting is good. Everything's good. No, Hashem says, no, go out. Go outside, make a sukkah, sit in this little this little hut here, and the lighting is not so good. It's either too hot, it's too cold. It's sometimes it's raining, sometimes it's windy, all the things, right? That they get the chiyas in the time that we're being pashat. Simplicity. Right? Hashem loves simplicity, right? By the time when we're being simple, by not studying Torah, and therefore we can give life to those people that are not studying Torah, that are not engaged in Torah. They also can have bracha in their lives. So we are connected to each one, like we were saying, like I told you before. We're connected to all Jews, and all Jews are connected to us, whether we realize it or not. We are all interconnected. All our neshamas come from the same place. We're all bound together as one people, as one nation. The same way that we were on Har Sinai, right? We were one people, one heart, one thought, one people. And that's how it is. So when we study Torah, and then we have to take our break, that's how we bring the bracha into it's counterintuitive. You would think, while you're studying Torah, you're bringing the blessing. No, Because you study Torah, now you take your break. That's where the blessing comes in. It's unbelievable, right?
Yeah. Digestion.
Huh?
Digestion.
What?
Digestion. First you eat
Digestion.
Digestion. You know, there's a tree
Yeah.
where they all share the same root. I
Okay.
don't remember the name of the tree, but I looked into this one. They all share the same root, so you don't see how they're all connected, and they're all connected.
Well, that's the example that is the tzaddik yesod olam,
Yeah.
and that's the root, and then you have the trunk, and then you have the branches, and then you have the twigs, and you have the leaves, and you have all of the fruit, and all of the things are all connected back to the root. And that root that's where the blessing comes for the whole tree. Same idea. It's the same idea. Very good example. Even we give blessing to the Umas Olam, to all the nations of the world. If they would only know. If they would only know. They would have more blessing. If they would be nice to us, they would have even more blessing. They would have even more blessing in their lives. That's why we had the 70 bulls. We brought the 70 bulls specifically on Sukkot, on that time when we were commanded to sit in the sukkah, right? And specifically that time, when it came to Shmini Atzeres, right? When it came to that, there was only one sacrifice, one that was between us and Hashem, only one. When it came to Sukkot, there was 70. Because that was the temporary thing, like the work is temporary, like the times that you have to be mevatel Torah to do whatever you have to do. That's temporary. The nations of the world are temporary. So that's why we brought the 70 bulls at the time of that Hashem gave us the mitzvah of the sukkah, that He showed us the chesed chidam in the desert, that He gave us the comfort in the desert. Hashem gave us that comfort in the desert. Could you believe that? We were in the desert and Hashem gave us all the comfort in the desert. We had everything we needed. We were sustained in the desert. I mean, if you think about it, if you have ever spent any time in the desert at all, and to think you could live in the desert, come on. It's unbelievable, right? Without electricity, without, they didn't have a pipe running water, right? But they had water, right? They had the Rolling Stone. Right, the Rolling Stone, right? That was the original Rolling Stone, right? The Rolling Stones, right? Yeah, Rolling Stone. That was the original Rolling Stone. We had it in the desert. It rolled along with us as we traveled. Gave water to millions of people and animals. Could you imagine how much water that stone had to give out? All the animals we had? I mean, animals drink a lot of water, right? Right? They drink a lot of water, right? And all the people, what about the people? Right? They all drank, everyone drank in the desert. That was chesed chinam, okay? Bechina shivim parim shoyim makrivim b'shvil shivim umas to shivim umas, okay? Through the 70 nations. Okay, so that's what we have for today. Baruch Hashem, on Sunday, Bezrat Hashem, we're going to start and we're going to learn about the idea of Yisachar and Zvulun, right? We had the idea of Yisachar and Zvulun. Yisachar was the one that was studying Torah. Zvulun was going out there. He was smach b'tzeischa. Zvulun was very happy when he went out. Why was he happy when he went out? He was happy because he was connecting to the chesed chinam. He was connecting and he was bringing and he was getting this. He was keeping Yisachar able to learn Torah. They made that shutfus. They made that partnership. It was a beautiful thing. So Mitzvah Hashem will learn about that on Sunday. And then let's just learn something in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, okay? Any questions on this? We understand it? We got it? Any questions?
In the
Best of
desert,
my ability.
Huh?
I camped in the desert many times, and
Yeah.
in the morning, within like few hours, even 2 hours when the sun gets up,
It's unbearable.
Hours, it becomes like dangerous. If you don't have water.
If you don't have water and you don't have shade, you have to have something. It's impossible. You get dehydrated instantly, right?
Very fast, yeah, very fast.
Well, that was a chesed chinam that Hashem showed us. The same way I can sustain you. If I can sustain you in the desert, I can sustain you anywhere. Right? That was the most difficult situation. Hashem showed us. Right? It's all chesed chinam. Okay, now, so today we're starting a new topic in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. Baruch Hashem. We're moving along, and now we're starting Hilchas Psukei de Zimra. right? Psuke de Zimra. That's the section that we do after the Karbanos, right? Birchas Hashachar, Karbanos, right? And then we'd say the Psuke de Zimra. We start in Sfard, we start with Hodu. In Ashkenaz, they start with Mizmor Shir Chanukas Abayis, right? There's difference, a thing, but it's starting the Psuke de Zimra. Min Hodu ad la'achar Hashira. When it comes to Hodu, and after the Shira, right, which is Oz Yashir, right? Hema Psuke de Zimra. That's the section in Tefillah that's called Psuke de Zimra. Okay, we got it? Right? That's the section of Psuke de Zimra. Ubaruch Shama, he bracha shelifneim. Baruch Shama is the bracha before them. Right? So that works out, well, it works out a little bit better almost in Ashkenaz because you say the Baruch Shama before the Hodu. Okay, we'll see. The Yishtabach here bracha shel achareim, right? The Yishtabach is the end bracha, right? Baruch Shamar is the beginning bracha, and that's the end bracha is the Yishtabach. Misha Hischil Baruch Shamar ad lacha gemara tefillah. Once you started and you said Baruch Shamar, till you finish Shmona Esrei, right? Tefillah is Shmona Esrei, right? Tefillah. When you say Tefillah is referring to Shmona Esrei. Also, lahafsik bedibur afilu beloshen hakodesh. You can't speak. You can't have a hafsaka. You can't talk to somebody about anything, even if you're going to speak in lashon hakodesh. The culture came in also lahafsik. Also afilu beloshen hakodesh. Ach le'inyan hefsek ledvar mitzvah yesh chiluk beim psuke de zimra b'chesel. But if you're going to talk about a mitzvah, let's say you have a gabbai. Right, the gabbai has to talk to somebody, something for the mitzvah or something like that. L'kriya shema birchai says. So there's a difference. There's a difference between psuke de zimra and its brachos, and kriya shema and its brachos. Right, we have the brachos of kriya shema. Right, we have the two. We have after Yishtabach, we have the brachos of kriya shema. Psuke de zimra afilu be'emsa baruch shema be'emsa Yishtabach im shemeya eza bracha. If you hear anyone makes a bracha in between that time, you said Baruch Shamar, and you're between Baruch Shamar, and you're between, and you didn't yet say Yishtabach, and you heard a bracha, Mutar Loila Anais Amen, you could answer Amen. Or let's say you came in late, right? You came in a little late, right? It happens sometimes, right? And the Kriya, the Kahal is already saying Kriya Shema. So you can even stop. You can even say the parsha, the Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad in between your psuke de zimra. That's okay. Or if you hear a kaddish, or we're going to see in a minute. Mikol shekain lekaddish or lekedusha ulebarchu. So if you hear a kaddish, they say kaddish yiskadav yiskadav. Right? There's a kaddish. You can answer to the kaddish, and you can also answer. For kedusha if they're saying kedusha, or if they're saying baruch, you could say baruch with them as well. Okay, that's not considered a hefsek. It's very important to notice because you come to davening. Where am I allowed to answer? Where am I not allowed to answer? For the brachas, okay? The mutter loy lahavsik la'adnais ima kahal mikol makaim efshalei lechavein sheyavsik le'ilu makaim hefsik kigain bein mizmar lemizmar oy lechol hapachas bein hapasik lepasik. In other words, if you can pace yourself, I guess. If you can pace yourself, not to be in the middle of a pasuk, not to be in the middle of a mizmar, and then in between, that's even better. In other words, while in your tefillah, where are you davening? If you hear already, you're listening to where they're up to. Oh, so let me see if I can finish this section. Now, I'll wait a second here. You finish, let's say you're saying the Hallelujahs, okay, for example, right? So you finish the Hallelujah, you say in a second, they're going to start saying Shema. Or in a second, they're going to say Baruch. So stop right there, wait for them to say Baruch, wait for them to say Shema, wait for the Kaddish, and then continue. So you don't stop in the middle, if you can. Okay, yes, okay. Uvarach shemay lo yoyim atayk psuke de zimra afil v'makayim hefsek. Right, even where you could make a hefsek, where you can for these other things that we said, for the Kaddish, for the Baruch Hu, for the Kedusha, but you don't say Baruch Hu Uvarach Shema. When you say a bracha, when someone says Baruch Atah Hashem, you say Baruch Hu Uvarach Shema. You don't answer you don't say the Baruch Hu Uvarach Shema. That's elective. You don't have to do that. So therefore, you don't say the Baruch Hu Uvarach Shema. V'chein hanusach yizbarach v'yishtabach shoivim shachazin minagin baruchu lo yamar kivan she'enoi ela minha. Right, and then sometimes the kahal is singing along with the chazan, the kaddish, right? These things, right? They're singing along the words at the end of the kaddish, right? Sometimes when that's happening, when they're singing the word, don't sing with the chazan. That you don't have to do. In other words, again, you're in middle psuka de zimra, right? Only because if you're not in middle psuka, you can do anything. That's no problem. But if you're in middle, so then you have to be careful what you're stopping for. So even though the tune is so nice, you want to sing, hey, come a little earlier. Come in a little earlier, then you can sing along with the chazan. But now you're not allowed to sing along. Or if the person goes to the bathroom and he washes his hands, right? He says, don't make the asha yotzar. You're middle of psukkah de zimra, right? And you feel the urge, you have to go to the bathroom. Now you can't continue, right? We said that, right? Because if you continue, the davening is considered a disgusting thing, right? You don't want to do that. So you have to stop. But he says, the kids are saying here, nirali, it seems to me that you should hold off on the bracha of asha yotzar, finish your davening, like he's going to say, kivin sheyochel lo'imra achakach. Because you can say asha yotzar until the next time that you have to feel the urge to use the bathroom. So if you went out of the bathroom and you forgot to say asha yotzar, whatever, your phone rang, you met somebody and you started having a conversation. And so long as you didn't have to use the bathroom again, you're allowed to say the asha yotzar. You know that, right? It's a very important law to know. Right? Let's say sometimes it happens, right? There's someone, you're waiting for a call, someone calls you, got out of the bathroom, someone called you right away, the phone rings. So you get involved in the conversation. Then you realize 10 minutes later, wait, I didn't say asha yotzar. Say the asha yotzar. So long as you don't have to go to use the bathroom again. If you feel a new urge to use the bathroom, you lost it. Right? In other words, until you... What?
It's very important.
Doesn't want me to hear this for some reason.
B'dinei hefsek b'kriyas shema b'chaseh yivor im nitz Hashem b'simin tez zayin. He says the laws that where you're allowed to, when it comes to birchas kriyas shema. Right now you moved on to the birchas kriyas shema, where you're allowed to stop over there, and where you're allowed to answer. We're going to discuss later on in tez zayin. Okay, so then we started now the hilchas birchas, the hilchas of psukkah de zimra. It's very, very beautiful. And I wish everyone should have a beautiful Shabbos, and we should hear B'Sayris Tayvos and enjoy the Shabbos, and we should have a good Chodesh. It's Shabbos Mevorach.